What if I'm like resurrected digitally? Like my actual consciousness, they like figure it out and they're like, it's the year 30,000 something and they're like, so we're gonna press the button now. And I'm like, hey, wait, where am I? They're like, we've taken everything that you were and given you a consciousness. And my first question will be like, what happened with the MCU? Was Phase 4? Did it get better from where it was going? Like,
where do you think things are going? Like specifically, where do you think things are going that are going to help empower you to create more content, and empower artists to create more art? What's going to be happening that's going to be very helpful to the creators and creator economy?
Man, I was talking to my friend Matt about this just recently, how interesting it is where things are going. And that's a dangerous question for me. So when you say, where do you think things are going? My mind just almost goes like full Black Mirror episodes, like, yeah. Not for the negative, sometimes for the interesting as well. But boy, oh boy, we are going to start to see. I was on a very popular website last night that makes photo elements. I don't know how much I want to be calling out certain companies, but that's their whole thing. Do you want to buy a license to use this video or thing or a picture? And I was looking up like a picture of like an image of an old woman cooking. I needed it for a video. And what I came across was about 150 images that were made using artificial intelligence. Yeah. It was an old woman cooking with like a wonky eye because the AI hadn't quite figured it out. And I just sat back in my chair and went, what? I almost wanted to reach out to said website and go, guys, you need a subcategory for this. I'm here for assets that are built by creatives, not someone just putting in a few keywords and pressing upload. That's going to be an interesting thing coming up. Yeah, I'm going somewhere with this. I swear. We're going to start to see. You already see it. You already see it when you look up videos about like top 5, whatever. You get clickbaited into a video that's like the most dangerous things that happened on the set of Harry Potter. Sometimes, or whatever, I'll click on a video like that, and sometimes it'll be 2 minutes in that I realize that I'm just listening to an AI voice. There's not even a human narrating it. And I'm still watching it and actually enjoying it sometimes. So I'm not going to be pretentious and go, oh yeah, it's all going to be made by things and we got to reject that. Nope. You don't got to reject that. Because I'll tell you what, it's starting to fool people, even people who make content. When I saw Star Wars Rogue One for the first time and General Tarkin came on screen, I didn't even realize he was fully CGI. Didn't even realize because I wasn't a huge Star Wars fan, so I didn't clock that he was dead, the actor. But point is like, these things are happening to where we're just being completely fooled moving forward. So where things are going is going to be a lot of content that's going to be made by computers. And there's nothing wrong with that because maybe they're cooler than we are. But I would say, for the sake of your humanity, put as much as yourself and your curiosity into what you make, full force, full throttle, while we have the chance to represent humans. I know this sounds so dramatic, but while we have the chance to represent the kind of stuff that humans can make, do your best. Let the computers ride the trends because they will. So go into yourself and just make stuff that you would want to watch and live your best life. I don't know.
I mean, since we've had so many geek references on this podcast, I really see AI as like you getting your own dragon and be able to fly and go into places that you've never imagined.
My gosh.
And so, you mentioned, and again, it could be DALL-E too that you're mentioning, when it comes to generating those images. But it's very fascinating. But one thing that's interesting is there's a comedy special that's 100% AI generated on Netflix.
Oh, interesting.
And they use what they call multimodal AI. Oh. And this is when basically you can type in like a paragraph, and there can be an actual video or animation created with both words and images and sounds all at the same time. Now, a lot of people are saying, "Oh no!" I mean, the artist is going to die. I mean, AI is taking over, and we're all going to watch AI. That's not fair. I actually don't believe that.
Interesting. I need to hear these. I need to hear these takes. Yeah. So please go wild.
What I think is going to happen, it's always going to be coming from, the psyche of the human. All of us are completely different. Even though we're similar, we have a different take, we have a different, perspective, and we have a different way of expressing. And I do believe that AI, specifically this type of technology, rather than just putting in a sentence from your own ideas that's going to create something that's interesting, I think what's going to happen is it's going to be able to take on what you've done and figure out how to show it and express it in a way that's going to resonate with a variety of different people, and maybe people that you're not even thinking of, but that will appreciate you and what you have. And so what I think with this multi-model AI, like for example, Garrett, you have a lot of TikToks. Let's say there's a new platform that comes out. Let's call it Bongo. And it has a very...
Let's call it Bongo. Let's start it. You and I make $1 billion.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you're already working with like 5 or 7 social networks where you're making content for all these different networks.
Yeah.
Well, instead of creating something from thin air, some type of random animation that's made by a computer, what if you could just put all of your video and all of your data in those videos and put into the AI, and they can help create from what you've already created content that is coming from you and your brain, but is specific for that new platform. I think that's what the bridge is going to be, and it's going to make it so someone like yourself will be able to continue to be creative, continue to be curious, to continue to be self-expressive, but will have tools or a dragon at your, at your will that will be able to take you to places and realms and be able to do things that you just do not have time to do because it's way too tedious. But your self-expression and your curiosity is out there and spreading.
Well, I mean, it's real. I mean, what you're saying is real. For a couple of years, I've been sort of looking for someone that I could hire that would make ancillary content for me, that was good at it. That's the other thing, that was good at it. Because, like,
you just didn't use TubeBuddy. We already talked about this.
All right. We'll talk about this TubeBuddy after the podcast, okay? We'll get, But no, that's interesting. Maybe I do. Yeah, it's that's an interesting point you bring up. I need to sleep on it. There's so many wild things to think about.
What's going to happen is, there's going to be more artists, and this era of the artists, I think, is we're seeing the tip of the iceberg of this, creator economy. I think it's going to get bigger. I think it's become more diverse. There's going to be there's going to be some bad that comes with this, but there's going to be a lot more good and a lot more understanding. And we referenced this earlier. The reason why I love art is that it's what preserves history. It's what preserves culture. And just imagine all the art that's happening today and what it's going to look like 100 years from now of like what happened in this time.
I think about that sometimes. This is such an egotistical, psychotic thought I'm about to express. But for my friend Caitlin, who has an incredible channel called The Good Death, she's a mortician. She talked about this. She's incredible. Her content it's really intriguing. Like, why don't mausoleums smell bad? Like, answers these questions from a really knowledgeable place because she's a mortician. Check her out. I'm always plugging her.
Yeah, I'm going to totally check her out.
Yeah. She's so interesting. And she asked me one day, we were staying up at her cabin, and she said, "Isn't it funny that we're being perceived right now?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She was like, "We are." She was like, "Thousands and thousands and thousands of people are perceiving us right now." And I was like, "No, we're just talking on the couch in your cabin, drinking wine." She's like, "No, we're being, like on the internet because we both make stuff." And I was like, that is kind of weird to think about. We're all being perceived all the time. The egotistical thought that I had was like, I imagined someday in like 100 years that I would be, with all the stuff I've put online, and I know this could happen to like 50,000 more people before it would happen to me. But I was like, what if I'm like resurrected digitally? Like my actual consciousness, they like figure it out and they're like, it's the year 30,000 something. And they're like, so we're going to press the button now. And I'm like, hey, wait, where am I? They're like, we've taken everything that you were and given you a consciousness. And my first question will be like, what happened with the MCU? Was phase 4? Did it get better from where it was going? Like, no, I mean, I actually respect the risks they're taking. No, but no, it's just a funny thing that I think about all the time. And I say 100 years, but at the rate it's going, I think it's going to be a lot less than that.
There's so many breakthroughs, and you wonder if like singularity or artificial general intelligence has legs. And there's a prediction right now that it's going to be 2040 when that happens. We'll see, but the truth is I think we need to believe in humanity. I think humanity is, I think a lot of us have great intentions. A lot of us want to do what is right, and obviously there's toxicity as well. But yeah. I think this is going to be something, and I think the creator economy is a big part of it. I think we're gonna go into like new directions as a human race that we're not even thinking about today. But I truly do think freedom and empowerment is something that's gonna stay with us, and hopefully everyone can like benefit from what others have benefited, like yourself, on being able to do what you do and to be successful with it.
Well, then I vote putting you in charge, Ricky, of the of the AI laws, the AI programs, because it's going to start with the top Harry Potter actors that you didn't know had passed away, and then it's going to end with Ultron in my head. Okay, so no, but seriously, I think it's incredible, and I hope guys like you are in charge of some of the choices that are made behind
I hope people like you are. So we'll work together. We'll tag team this.
I love it. Within like 5 years, we're going to create like a much more interesting me that has like a sharper jawline, like a little muscular, like speaks in a more pleasant tone, makes better content. And I'm just going to sit back and like be drinking on the beach. And, my AI thing will be out there just like, welcome to this haunted hospital. It is a fun.
Full circle right there. There's a lot of people exhausted. There's a lot of emotional and mental health that needs to be addressed in creating content and doing all this stuff. Maybe the AI can be helpful in skilling oneself so you can take a break and relax.
Oh man! Or we're all just trying.
It's still coming from your brain or consciousness, or however you want to call it.
This is freaking me out, Ricky.
Thanks everyone for spending time with me and Garrett. Please like this video. Please subscribe. See you next time. Thank you.